Elvis Presley died today. He was 42.
3, 2, 1.
I saw Jonathan Yoko get out of the limousine.
The 1980s weren't just about neon leg warmers and epic hairdos. They were a decade fueled by paranoia, secret experiments, and mysterious disappearances. From shadowy government programs to alien cover-ups and mind control schemes, conspiracies ran rampant, leaving the public questioning everything. Was Elvis really hiding out? Did the CIA invent a virus? Were sinister cults secretly controlling society? So, to find out, join us today as we explore 25 conspiracy theories from the 1980s that remain unsolved. The U.S. faced a surge in crack cocaine use, particularly in urban communities, which caused widespread addiction and social disruption.
For decades, the American government has been accused of intentionally flooding the streets with hard drugs. The CIA and law enforcement have supposedly been funneling drugs into the inner city.
Some conspiracy theorists claimed that the CIA deliberately introduced crack into American cities to fund covert operations in Central America while weakening minority populations. The theory gained traction after investigative journalism, including the San Jose Mercury News series, revealed connections between Nicaraguan Contras, drug trafficking, and U.S. intelligence.
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time.
While some historical ties between the CIA and controversial activities exist, there is no definitive evidence that the agency intentionally created crack cocaine. The theory remains unproven, illustrating how real geopolitical conflicts and domestic crises can inspire speculation about hidden government agendas. During the 1980s, Michael Jackson was at the height of global fame, known for his music, dancing, and eccentric persona. This led some conspiracy theorists to speculate that the government had cloned him to replace the real pop icon, either to control his influence or experiment with mind control and genetics.
There, as I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. I have never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Well, they used to have those.
This is the situation.
Yes.
I have a skin disorder.
Proponents pointed to his changing appearance, rumored health issues, and reclusive lifestyle as evidence of a clone or replacement. Others tied this idea to broader fears of secret experiments conducted on celebrities. No credible evidence has ever supported this theory, and it remains purely speculative.
I am indignity. That's like you wanting an Oriental person to play you as a child. Does that make sense?
No.
So please, people, stop believing these
Michael,
horrifying
then
stories.
let's go to...
Michael Jackson continued performing and interacting with the public until his death in 2009. From whispers of cloning pop legends, could the government have also engineered viruses like HIV/AIDS to manipulate society? In the early 1980s, the emergence of HIV/AIDS, a disease causing widespread illness and death, led to fear and confusion.
Around HIV issues because I myself am HIV positive. I lost my lover to HIV in 1986. He became
Some conspiracy theorists allege that the CIA or U.S. government had created the virus intentionally to target specific populations, including African Americans, LGBTQ+ communities, and political activists. The theory was fueled by documented government experiments on human subjects in other contexts, as well as systemic inequalities in healthcare and public mistrust. Scientific research, however, has shown that HIV originated from cross-species transmission of simian immunodeficiency virus SI5 in Africa. Despite this, the idea persists in popular culture as a reflection of fear and suspicion toward government institutions. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, died unexpectedly in 1977.
Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. Apparently it was a heart attack. He was found at his home in Memphis, not breathing.
Shocking fans worldwide. By the 1980s, rumors circulated that Elvis had faked his death to escape fame, pressure, or personal troubles. Supporters of the theory pointed to alleged sightings, inconsistencies in death reports, and the mystique surrounding his final years. Tabloid magazines and television specials often promoted these claims.
Elvis Presley, the singer who shaked, rattled, and rolled his way to rock history in the 1950s, died today in Memphis. He was 42.
Fueling public fascination. While no credible evidence has ever proven that Elvis survived beyond 1977, the idea became a cultural phenomenon and contributed to his enduring legend. The theory remains an unsolved piece of pop culture folklore, highlighting the human tendency to mythologize public figures. Weather disasters and climate change sparked speculation about government involvement in manipulating natural forces. This gave rise to theories about HAARP.
When I saw this facility and saw how unique and interesting it was, so when I decided to do my PhD thesis research using the HAARP facility itself.
The High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which some believed was secretly capable of controlling storms, hurricanes, or even earthquakes. Conspiracy theorists suggested the program could be used as a weapon, creating disasters to influence politics or economics. Skeptics pointed to its real purpose: studying the ionosphere for scientific and communication research.
According to lots of people on the internet, these antennas that are surrounding me are controlling my mind, controlling the weather, and can set the Earth's atmosphere on fire.
While HAARP has been extensively studied and no credible evidence supports claims of weather manipulation, the theory persists in popular culture, reflecting broader anxieties about government secrecy and advanced technology during the Cold War era. Area 51, a classified U.S. Air Force base in Nevada, became a focal point for conspiracy theories during the 1980s.
Known as S4, out in the Nevada desert near Area 51. And there, we reverse engineered alien spacecraft.
The base's secrecy, combined with reports of experimental aircraft and strange lights in the sky, led some to speculate that the government was hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life and advanced alien technology. Whistleblowers and UFO enthusiasts fueled rumors of crashed spacecraft, alien autopsies, and secret research programs. The U.S. government did not officially acknowledge the base's existence until decades later, but it has never confirmed alien activity.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs, that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
While the theory remains unproven, Area 51 became an iconic symbol of suspicion toward government secrecy, inspiring decades of UFO folklore and pop culture fascination. With aliens supposedly concealed, could hidden cults and satanic networks be running society from the shadows? During the 1980s, widespread fear emerged around allegations that secret satanic cults were abusing children and exerting control over communities. Media reports, sensationalized news stories, and high-profile criminal cases contributed to a moral panic.
Terry, authorities tell us that the most serious or perhaps the most dangerous kind of devil worship comes in the form of underground cults.
Claims included ritual abuse, kidnappings, and hidden networks manipulating society. Psychologists and law enforcement investigated some reports, but many were later found to be based on false memories, suggestive questioning, or urban legends. Despite a lack of concrete evidence, the panic led to widespread fear, legal cases, and changes in child protection practices. The satanic panic remains a prominent example of how societal anxiety and media amplification can generate enduring, yet unproven, conspiracy theories. The Cold War, lasting roughly from 1947 to 1991, was officially a period of intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, marked by nuclear arms races, espionage, and global conflicts.
During these last few months, you and I have witnessed one of the greatest dramas of the 20th century, the historic and revolutionary transformation.
However, some conspiracy theorists in the 1980s claimed that this conflict was staged to benefit elite powers, with both superpowers secretly cooperating to control global politics and economies. Proponents cited moments of seemingly coordinated policy and unexplained economic decisions as evidence. While historical research overwhelmingly supports the reality of ideological and political tensions, the theory remains a popular speculative narrative, reflecting distrust in governments and highlighting how prolonged geopolitical conflicts can fuel suspicions of hidden agendas. During the 1980s, the rapid rise of television as a dominant medium led to concerns about its influence on public behavior.
The jet was hurtling along at more than 450 miles an hour high over the Pacific when the unthinkable happened. Almost 20 feet of its roof and walls.
Some theorists allege that networks embedded subliminal messages, images or words flashed too quickly for conscious recognition, to manipulate viewers' thoughts, desires, or purchasing habits. Reports of experiments in advertising, along with urban legends of hidden commands, fueled fears that mass media could subtly control society. Investigations by psychologists found that while subliminal stimuli can have minor short-term effects, there is no evidence that networks systematically manipulate audiences for political or social control. The theory persists in pop culture as a symbol of media paranoia rather than a verified fact. Denver International Airport became the subject of conspiracy theories due to its unusual architecture, underground tunnels, and murals depicting apocalyptic and historical imagery.
Conspiracy theories, and that includes one of America's major airports. Denver International has long been the subject of wild speculation.
Some theorists claimed these features signaled a hidden headquarters for the Illuminati, a secretive elite allegedly controlling world events. Speculation included underground bunkers, secret societies, and coded symbolism in artwork. While the airport's design choices were largely explained as artistic and functional decisions, the theories gained traction because of the airport's delayed construction and public fascination with the Illuminati. To this day, no evidence supports these claims, leaving the speculation alive in internet lore and conspiracy culture. If the Illuminati lurked in public spaces, could fluoride in drinking water also be a tool for mass mind control? During the mid-20th century, fluoride was added to public water supplies in many countries, including the U.S., to prevent tooth decay. By the 1980s, some conspiracy theorists still claimed that this practice was a cover for mass mind control, suggesting that the government was secretly manipulating the population's thoughts and behaviors. Proponents pointed to experiments on animals and human subjects with chemicals affecting the brain as proof of nefarious intentions. Scientific research, however, shows that water fluoridation at approved levels is safe and effective for dental health. Despite this, the theory persists in popular culture, reflecting long-standing fears of government overreach and the potential for subtle manipulation of everyday life. NASA's Viking 1 orbiter captured a photo of a mesa in the Cydonia region of Mars that appeared to resemble a human face.
In Viking lander photographs, it was discovered that there was this weird-looking structure that looks for all the world in the Viking photos like a face.
This image sparked intense speculation that it could be evidence of an ancient Martian civilization. Enthusiasts claimed the formation was too symmetrical to be natural, suggesting intelligent life once existed on Mars. Critics argued that lighting, shadows, and image resolution created an optical illusion known as pareidolia. Later, higher-resolution images from other Mars missions revealed no facial features, but the theory remains a popular example of extraterrestrial speculation. It illustrates how ambiguous evidence can fuel imaginative theories about life beyond Earth. During the 1980s, rumors circulated that the U.S. government was secretly experimenting with time travel, often linked to alleged projects like Montauk on Long Island. Conspiracy theorists suggested that these programs involved manipulating space-time to test teleportation, psychic abilities, and even altering historical events. Claims included reports of personnel disappearing, strange temporal phenomena, and government cover-ups. While official documents show extensive military research in physics and experimental technologies, there is no verified evidence that time travel was achieved. The theory remains speculative and unexplained, reflecting Cold War-era anxieties about secret technologies and the limits of human knowledge, rather than proven historical events. In the 1980s, scientists discovered a significant depletion of the ozone layer, particularly over Antarctica, which protects the Earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation.
15 to 35 kilometers above Earth's surface, a gas called ozone surrounds the planet.
This led to widespread media coverage and global concern, prompting policies to reduce ozone-depleting chemicals. Some conspiracy theorists claimed that the crisis was exaggerated or entirely fabricated to manipulate public opinion, increase government control, or benefit chemical companies producing alternatives. Critics of these claims argued that satellite data and scientific research provided clear evidence of ozone thinning.
The ozone bubble surrounding the Earth helps make life possible on this planet for violet rays. But there is a new warning tonight that depletion of that ozone layer by man-made chemical gases.
While policy responses like the Montreal Protocol were successful in reducing harmful emissions, the hoax theory persists among climate skeptics.
The protective ozone layer is being threatened as never before. We're all at risk.
Every October, a hole appears in the ozone layer over the South Pole. A hole in the ozone shield.
Today, it remains speculative, serving as an example of environmental fears being politicized. The reptilian elite theory, popularized by authors like David Icke, claims that powerful politicians and world leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian aliens controlling humanity.
Are there good aliens and bad aliens?
Good
from what
aliens
you know?
and bad aliens and all kinds of ways and reasons for interacting with us.
Why would they be here?
Genetic experiments.
The theory suggests these beings manipulate governments, economies, and societies for their own benefit, often linked to concepts of the Illuminati or New World Order.
And I think McCartney, like Jay-Z, Rihanna and others, is just entertained by the story.
So who are the Illuminati? Are they really a shadowy elite who control the world?
Advocates pointed to supposed anomalies in behavior, symbolism in media, and historical myths as evidence. Skeptics dismiss the idea as metaphorical or fantastical.
And if you can back that up with information, it's not a theory. And there are situations where you think, I think this could be this, or it could be that could be happening, that's a theory.
Citing a lack of scientific or factual proof. While entirely unverified, the theory has persisted in conspiracy culture, reflecting broader fears of unseen elites and the human tendency to personify control as a hidden, almost supernatural force. Throughout the 1980s, as NASA's Apollo missions became historical, conspiracy theorists speculated that the U.S. government was secretly building and maintaining a military or research base on the moon.
To be able to capture all of the interactions and the dynamics between all the people working collaboratively together. And so this was a big challenge. They recorded all of the audio.
Rumors were fueled by photographs, perceived anomalies in lunar images, and reports of unusual transmissions. Theories suggested the base housed advanced technology, secret experiments, or extraterrestrial cooperation.
I told them that we really shouldn't worry about it because if it didn't light, then we became the first permanent monument to the U.S. space program planted on the moon, left it at that.
NASA officially denied any ongoing installations on the moon beyond past missions, and no credible evidence has ever emerged to support these claims. Despite being widely debunked, the idea remains a popular topic in UFO and space conspiracy circles.
Proposal to the National Science Foundation, and the focus of that proposal was basically to look at audio diarization. So diarization means who said what, when, and how.
Highlighting fascination with hidden government projects and the unexplored reaches of space. If covert operations influence society, could presidential elections, like Reagan's 1980 campaign, have also been secretly rigged? During the 1980 U.S. presidential election, some theorists allege that officials connected to Ronald Reagan secretly negotiated with Iran to delay the release of American hostages in exchange for political advantage.
It was obvious to me that the spirit of a Democratic Party and the commitment of the delegates who are committed to me and Fritz Mondale will guarantee that we'll win the nomination in New York and win the election in November.
The claim suggested that prolonging the hostage crisis would weaken incumbent President Jimmy Carter and help Reagan win the election. Evidence cited includes the timing of diplomatic communications and subsequent investigations into covert contacts. Official congressional inquiries and journalists found no conclusive proof of intentional interference, though the theory remains popular among conspiracy enthusiasts.
But we have faced the tough issues. We've stood for and we fought for and we have achieved some very important goals for our country. These efforts will not end with this administration.
The October surprise represents a broader suspicion of secret political dealings during tense international crises, highlighting how elections, diplomacy, and national security can inspire speculation of hidden manipulation. The Philadelphia experiment is a long-standing conspiracy theory claiming that in 1943,
the Philadelphia experiment is a series of secret military projects which took place in 1943.
The U.S. Navy made the destroyer USS Eldridge invisible and capable of teleportation as part of a secret experiment. In the 1980s, the theory resurfaced, fueled by books and media coverage, suggesting that such experiments continued and that the government was developing advanced technology in secret.
The Philadelphia experiment involved a US Navy destroyer that underwent the most strangest of experiments.
Witnesses and alleged whistleblowers described strange incidents involving time travel, teleportation, and crew members being harmed. Naval and scientific investigations have found no credible evidence supporting these claims, and the story is widely regarded as folklore. Despite this, it remains a persistent part of 1980s conspiracy culture, reflecting fascination with secret military experiments and impossible technologies. In the 1980s, fears about global elites controlling political and economic systems gave rise to the New World Order conspiracy theory.
A new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind.
Proponents claimed that secretive organizations, including wealthy families, corporations, and politicians, were orchestrating world events to establish a single authoritarian global government. The theory drew on historical power struggles, secret society myths, and anxieties during the Cold War, including international treaties and institutions like the United Nations. While there is no verified evidence of such a coordinated takeover, the idea persisted in media, books, and speeches by political figures. The theory remains speculative, serving as a symbolic warning of unchecked power rather than a proven historical fact. Though the Paul is dead rumor began in the late 1960s following Paul McCartney's alleged car accident, it gained renewed attention in the 1980s as fans revisited Beatles media for hidden messages.
I saw John and Yoko get out of the limousine. They walked into the gate, and oh God, let me just.
Enthusiasts claimed clues appeared in album artwork, song lyrics, and public appearances, suggesting that McCartney had been replaced by a look-alike to maintain the band's popularity. The revival of the theory was fueled by magazines, talk shows, and fan discussions, keeping the story alive in popular culture. Despite this speculation, McCartney continued to perform publicly and repeatedly denied the claims. No credible evidence supports the theory, which remains an urban legend, illustrating how fan culture and media fascination can revive conspiracy theories decades after they originate. If famous musicians could be swapped, could the government also be experimenting with mind control and time travel at Montauk? During the 1980s, stories emerged alleging that the U.S. government conducted secret experiments at Montauk Air Force Station on Long Island, New York. Claims included mind control, time travel, teleportation, and psychic experimentation on unwitting subjects. The theory grew from books, alleged whistleblowers, and urban legends, suggesting that these projects were extensions of Cold War-era secret research into human psychology and advanced technology. Skeptics point out a lack of official documentation or credible evidence. While some documents describe unrelated military research, nothing confirms the extraordinary claims.
And so were the other children. This Kool-Aid was spiked with LSD. It was horrible.
The Montauk Project remains a speculative narrative in conspiracy culture, reflecting fears of government overreach and the public fascination with paranormal experimentation during a period of intense technological competition. On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger tragically exploded shortly after launch, killing all 7 crew members. This catastrophic event shocked the nation and led to extensive investigations.
The accident of the Space Shuttle Challenger on January 28th evoked a wave of concern over the future of the U.S. space program.
In the 1980s, conspiracy theorists claimed NASA had concealed warnings about mechanical issues, specifically the failure of O-ring seals in cold weather, to continue the shuttle program. These theories suggested negligence or deliberate cover-up to protect the agency's reputation. Official investigations, including the Rogers Commission, confirmed that technical failures caused the disaster, but no evidence supported intentional concealment for malicious purposes. Despite this, the theory remains discussed in conspiracy circles, illustrating how high-profile tragedies can inspire suspicion of hidden agendas and institutional secrecy. MKUltra was a real CIA program, aimed at exploring methods of mind control, interrogation, and behavior manipulation using drugs, hypnosis, and other techniques. By the 1980s, conspiracy theorists still actively claimed that these experiments continued in secret, targeting civilians, students, or even celebrities to control thoughts and actions. Allegations included memory erasure, psychological conditioning, and experimentation on unwitting subjects.
MKUltra was a mind control program, a brainwashing program. The CIA was trying to learn how to control people's behavior.
While declassified documents confirm some unethical experimentation in earlier decades, there is no verified evidence that these programs continued as theorized in the 1980s. Nevertheless, MKUltra remains a central example of public fears about government overreach and psychological manipulation, fueling decades of speculation about secret mind control operations. If our thoughts can be secretly monitored, is it possible that military satellites are silently spying on every aspect of our lives? During the Cold War, the 1980s saw rapid advancements in satellite and surveillance technology. Conspiracy theorists claimed that the U.S. government used military satellites not only for reconnaissance abroad, but also to monitor domestic populations, tracking individuals' movements, communications, and activities. Alleged evidence included mysterious satellite imagery, unexplained radio signals, and reports of government overreach.
Be a worldwide network of satellites transmitting precise, jam-resistant navigational signals. These signals are deciphered by special receivers.
While satellites were extensively used for military intelligence and scientific purposes, there is no credible proof that ordinary citizens were systematically surveilled. The theory remains speculative, reflecting anxieties about privacy, technological advancement, and government power. It also highlights the cultural paranoia of the 1980s, when rapid innovation fueled fears of unseen oversight and intrusive monitoring. On December 8, 1980, John Lennon, former Beatle and peace activist, was murdered outside his New York apartment.
This evening, John Lennon arrived at the emergency room at the Roosevelt Hospital. He was dead at the time of his arrival.
Conspiracy theorists suggested that his death was not the work of a lone deranged gunman, but rather a government-sanctioned act to silence a prominent countercultural voice. Supporters of this theory cited Lennon's activism against nuclear weapons, the Vietnam War, and U.S. policies as motives. Skeptics note the lack of credible evidence, pointing to the arrest and conviction of Mark David Chapman as a standalone criminal act.
As you heard Dr. Stephen Lynn at Roosevelt Hospital in New York City say, Lennon was shot and killed at about 11 o'clock last night outside his apartment building.
Despite the absence of proof, the theory persists in some circles, reflecting broader suspicions about government suppression of dissent during politically turbulent times.